Hey guys, Mark Rose here. You may or may not know it, but although I fish for a living on the Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour for my livelihood, crappie fishing is my passion. And if there's one thing that I get asked all the time, it's especially in the springtime, coming off of the winter, leading into the spring, when do the crappie spawn? And I'm just gonna kind of go over with you my experiences with when crappie spawn. It may give you some ideas on timing and maybe some techniques, things like that. But right now, it is early springtime, and as you can see, the trees are blooming. Everybody used to always say when the dogwoods were blooming, the crappie were spawning. There's a lot of truth to that, folks. It seems like the trees, whether it's the Bradford pears or the dogwoods, they both do it just about the same time as far as budding. But right along that time frame, the nights we'll start getting some warmer nights, and that will heat that water temperature up just a little bit and get it in around 60 degrees. Once it crests over the high 50s and into the 60s, man, that is when fish just start to do their deal. That's when the reproduction process starts. You know, in March, on those hot sunny days, that's when you'll see crappie and bass and other species up there sunning. And what they're doing is those females are just sunning, letting the sun hit those eggs, and it's just loosening up their eggs. They know that in a few weeks, they're gonna be up there on the bank spawning. And what that process is, so have you ever caught those really black crappie early in the spring? Well, that's not the species black crappie. That is the color that the males turn whenever they get up there and spawn. Same way with the bluegill. But when they get up there, those crappie those males will turn black, and they'll start to prepare beds and, fanning out places for the females to come. And then once those females have loosened up those eggs, the water temperature gets to be, low 60s. Those females, especially on calm, warm days, they'll start to get up there, and the males are just preparing the best pad to attract the females. Kind of like a gobbler, he wants to be really impressive, do the best job. That's what those male crappie are doing. They're making the prettiest bed, and they're persuading them the best they can, and they're pushing them. When they see female crappie kind of cruising the bank, so to speak, they'll go out there and nudge them up towards the bed. And so once that female chooses a bed to hang out in, and her boyfriend, so to speak, or boyfriends, she'll ease up there, and that's when the males will start rubbing on them, and they'll lay their eggs, and then female hang out a little while, and the males stay there and fan out the eggs so that they hatch really good, and then they kind of hang out around them to keep the predators away from them and things like that. So they're protecting them while they're still young. So that process starts right about when the water temperature gets to be about 60 degrees. And if you don't have a water temperature gauge and you're just trying to use a general rule of thumb, go back to the old, it's not really a wise tale, because about the time the dogwoods start blooming, that water temperature is just about right. The baits you use to catch them early in the year, I love a Strike King Joker. That is one thing. Anything that kind of has tentacles on it, or legs or things like that, that's what I like during the spawn. In the wintertime, I like straight-tailed, shad baits. But during the spawn, I like something that's got a little bit of color and has legs on it, like the Strike King Joker. 16th ounce jig head, and I like a bobber during the spring. Whenever they're up there on the bed, sometimes you throw it in and reel it out, they don't get a chance to hit it before it gets out of the strike zone. Whereas if you throw a cork up there and kind of twitch it along, that crappie jig sitting underneath that cork just kind of helps that bait suspend in the strike zone. Have you ever noticed bass fishermen, when they're fishing around the bed, that they keep their bed in their bait quite a while before the fish ever hits it. That's kind of the concept of using a bobber while you're crappie fishing. So that's my favorite technique, is a joker, a bobber, 6-pound line, and a little spinning rod and a spinning reel. So yeah, that's some fun times crappie fishing. I hope this is a helpful tip for you guys, and you learn a little something, and I appreciate you guys following along.